Welcome back to Faster and Louder. Slightly different locale today. I'm hanging out in the house. It's 118 degrees outside, so I'm not even going to bother going to the shed or anything. The AC in there is not going to do anything. So here I am. But the subject of today's quick video is using an old cell phone as a speedometer in your classic car. I made a post on social media here recently talking about how I use an old iPhone as a speedometer in my 73 Javelin AMX. I was surprised to find that a lot of people were unaware that you can use an old phone in the way that I was using it as a speedometer. I think a lot of people know that there are speedometer apps on your phone, but I think what a lot of people didn't know is that you can use an old phone that has no cell service on it at all, and you can use it as a speedometer in your classic car or modified car, anything that you might need a speedometer in. So I kind of want to just go down my procedure on how I did all this and why I did it, so on and so forth. So we'll start with why. All right, here's the machine in question here. So this car came with a 401 V8 and a TorqueFlite 727 3-speed automatic transmission without overdrive. We got everything in the car, and well, it just didn't work out the way we wanted to. We did a full rebuild and stuff on the transmission, tried to get things to work out the way that I wanted to. It just didn't work out, so I ended up swapping out everything for a T5 transmission from a 1999 Ford Mustang with a V6. And the problem is the 99 cars, I can't remember the years exactly, but 99s had a sensor instead of a gear-driven speedometer gear, or a cable-driven gear. So basically, you can make it work. There's some modifications that you can do to get it to work with your actual dashboard in my car, but that's a whole process in itself, and I just didn't want to deal with it at the time. So now this is why I'm doing what I'm doing. So basically right now I have the cable that goes from the back of my speedometer. It's going under the car, and it's basically like sitting underneath, like over the transmission cross member, I believe. I think I zip tied it so it wouldn't fall out, or at least I think so. I'm starting to wonder now. Should probably check that. All I did here is a pretty simple setup. I got this off of Amazon for like $18. You may already have one of these. It actually fits up here perfectly with this suction cup on the plastic up here. So right now it's still here, which is surprising because it's really hot outside. And yeah, it's a nice little thing. It's got like a little automatic adjuster on it. You can click this to let go of the phone really easily instead of messing with that. But the important thing, the really cool thing, I guess, is that it's right pretty much where my speedometer would be, which is behind it. So it's not really covering anything that I would need at the moment, because pretty much none of that works except for the alternator gauge right there. But yeah, that's pretty much my setup in a nutshell. As you can see, there's a couple things that are preventing me from having like a real speedometer the way that I technically should. So that got me thinking, and first I was looking on Amazon, eBay, whatever, and they have like standalone GPS things that you can use in your car, and most of the time they're very cheap. And I don't have anything against using one of those, but I figured my method was slightly better for a couple reasons. One being that I don't have to spend any money whatsoever, because I already have an old phone just sitting here. I'll show you that right now. This is a iPhone SE. It's basically like, I think it was between iPhone 5 and 6 or something, so it's pretty old, but as you can see, it still functions properly and everything. It's been years since I used this thing. I had it sitting in my cabinet, like in my shed, for pretty much all summer, and then like in my old shop like 2 summers for like just in the heat, whatever, and it still works. It still charges fine. I charged it last night. I think we're still at about 100% battery, so even the battery works pretty well in this thing. So it was really outdated though, and what I ended up doing was doing a factory reset on it, and it's going to be different whether you have like an iPhone or Android, whatever you have. It's all going to be different, the process on how to do all that, but the idea is the same. This doesn't have a SIM card in it. I think that you can still do this whole thing even if you do have a SIM card, but I just want to make a note that I don't have a SIM card in this at all right now. But I put everything back to factory settings and everything, got rid of all the data on the phone. I updated everything, so now it has the same iOS system, the firmware, as my iPhone 12. So they're running on the same stuff. So it's all up to date, everything's good on that. And then literally all you have to do is get onto the iTunes or the App Store and you find the app that you want to use, and then Viola, you get a speedometer. What I ended up using, I don't know if you can see this or not, but there's a speedometer icon there for the app that I use. When you open it up, it actually looks like this. You can use pretty much any speedometer app that you want to, as long as it can use just GPS on your phone. So that's the trick. I've found that pretty much all of them, all the good ones at least, allow you to use just GPS. If you use your regular phone to do all this, that's fine. But the reasoning behind it is I want to have something that's like standalone, where it's like I have my phone and I have my speedometer. This is separate, you know? I don't want to like have everything on the same thing. Like I want to be able to control my music separately. I still want to be able to take phone calls, shoot a text while I'm sitting at a stoplight or something. I want to be able to do that more easily instead of like taking it in and out of my phone holder on the windshield. As long as you have GPS access, which is like literally any Android or iPhone, it has the GPS capability like in the phone, in the hardware. So you don't need cell service or anything. You can just use your Wi-Fi at home to get all the apps and like updates and stuff on it. And then once you have it on there, you just charge it up. You know, you can put it in. It doesn't require to be connected like all the Amazon options do. So you don't have to do any of that crap. You just charge it up, put it in there, don't plug it in or anything. It's nice and easy. You can just take it, put it in your pocket when you're done, so it's not like something else that people want to steal from your car or whatever. It's a really good option. I think there's probably a few different applications for this, like where this would actually be a really nice option for people. So I don't know. I just wanted to make a video because it seems like not a whole lot of people knew about it. So that's pretty much it. I hope that you guys like this video. I hope that you found it useful. If you do enjoy it, I highly suggest leaving a comment. Let me know what you think. Subscribe, like the video, share it. That'd be awesome. I also wanted to mention that I have brand new t-shirt designs and everything on the fasterandlouder.com website. If you go to the main page, up at the top, it says shop. You can click that and you can see the merchandise that I have. Every little purchase helps me continue making videos and doing relevant things to my Javelin AMX. So I appreciate it very much, guys. Later.